Hi guys, I'm Karen. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about the new palette from Colourpop Precious Metals. I'm going to insert a video and pictures here or here, and let's just see. Well, I don't have the palette. Just for the record, I don't have the palette. I only have pictures of the palette, and this is what we're going to talk about. So Colourpop is celebrating 10 years of being a company, and a very successful one. I have a ton of Colourpop eyeshadow palettes. I have a ton of other products from Colourpop, like blushes and bronzers and highlighters and lip pencils, and I have lipsticks and lip oils. I have a lot of Colourpop. I love Colourpop. So when they published their new palette, a big mega palette, in the, they have 30 shades, and Precious Metals, that's the name, because there are lots of golds and copper and silver, and let's say the right side of the palette, I don't know how you're going to see it, but the palette is kind of divided into two. One that is more neutral leaning and one which is more colorful leaning. I'm talking about the neutral side. So the neutral side, the three columns of the neutral side, reminds me so much of their Stone Cold Fox palette. This is also a mega palette. This is well loved and used, and it gives me the same vibes. Okay, they're not exactly the same shades. I imagine so. We can see maybe from the names. Just, let's look together. For example, the silver. It says Magnetic Moon on the Stone Cold Fox and Palladium on the metallic one. So they're not the same shades. Definitely it's a new palette. We're celebrating 10 years, which is a lot, and to be such a successful company as well. But I mean, look at that. Same vibes. Definitely same vibes. I don't know on which side I'm going to put the insert of the picture, but you can definitely see that the vibes are there. For example, the brightest column of the neutrals with the silver and the black, I mean, it shouts. This column here shouts. For example, the black. Well, I shouldn't start with the black now. I will have a black, well, finger. Okay, so the black. So we have a black, and we have a gray. So we had a black and a gray and a silver and a gray. Even though the gray in the picture, in the new palette, has glitters inside, but a gray is a gray is a gray. And the silver one, it's very, 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 very similar. Gives the same vibes. I mean, there is another white with glitters, and we have also here a white with glitters here. So maybe it will be similar. I don't know, because again, I don't have the palette. It's not out. I don't know when it will be out. I don't remember seeing a date. But you know what? Let's just revisit the Colourpop and see again, even though I remembered checking. Does it say when it's coming? Oh, May 2nd. Coming out on May 2nd, 10 a.m. PT. Okay, on the Colourpop website. That means tomorrow, I guess. So, I mean, really, This one gives me, again, the neutral side, same vibes. Okay, let's go for the brown ones. There's a brown column here, this one here. There's a brown column on the new palette. They're not exactly the same. The brown in the new palette looks more like this one, a more cool tone brown. And I'm going to, okay, thank you for that, all over me. This is the brown. Can we see? Or maybe I'll swatch it here. Maybe I'll swatch it here. It will be easier. So this is the dark brown. Very neutral one, very, very similar. Now the next one we will not find in this palette. There is no gold in this palette. There isn't. But it looks like a gold with glitters, and I hate gold with glitters. I don't know if it is a gold with glitters, but if it is, I hate these kinds of shades that Colourpop does. Well, not shades. It's not a shade. They're the type of eyeshadow that Colourpop does. I don't like the ones with glitters. I have them in other palettes and I never use them. So if I really want a gold metal eyeshadow, I can grab any of my Colourpop palettes. Most of them have a gold glitter. Okay, next one is called That's on Periodic on the new palette. It really looks like nothing in this palette. It doesn't look like anything. This is also too gold, and this one really looks like a very nice shade, but this shade is not, well, at least from looking at it, I haven't swatched the Colourpop one, of course, but from looking at it, there isn't. But the other one, which is rare find, is very similar to this light gold here. I'm going to swatch it, of course. Looks similar. Oops. To me, it looks really, really close. And to be honest with you, I mean, it's not like someone is going to your eyelids and questioning which shade did you put on your eyes. They can be closed. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Exactly the same. Now in this picture, I can only see that the next one looks just like this one. A very muted neutral shade. That's what it looks like to me, but we have so many others that can fit the bill. Also, this one can be a candidate. So let's just swatch both of them. It could be this one or this one. Now the swatches on the website are done in an order that I just couldn't find that were helpful to me anyways. Let's just, oh, okay, do that again. They are very, very similar to this very muted color. The last one. Okay, now the last one on the neutral ones are more of a taupey, pink leaning shades that also you have here. You have two columns, this one and this one, that are leaning on the same color family. Pinkish, mauvey, berry kind of shades. Now the dark one, there isn't anyone that fits the bill. This is a very dark berry, but we don't have a dark berry. The closest one is this one, which is a berry with glitters, but I don't think it will match up. First of all, it has glitters. Second of all, it's not very berry and very dark. So this is not a very good fit. However, the next shade is a dead dupe to this one. According to me, according to my eyesight, it looks exactly the same. Here looks exactly the same if I'm looking at the website, and I'm looking at the picture, the promo picture. That's what it looks like. Okay, next up, the shade name is Special, and I have 3 options. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 options of light shimmer. Well, 2 options. No, this one is not. This one is too dark. We have 2 options, both at the bottom, this or this. Let's swatch them both, and they are very, very similar. This is 1 and this is 2. Well, I I accidentally put them one on top of the other, so let's just clean that and do it again. This is first, this is Mystery, and So Fine is lighter. So if you look at the picture, I think this one is more resembles to the picture. Now the next shade, Own It, it could be anyone. It could be one of these 2 here, for sure. One of them is going to be like Own It. Let's just swatch them both. Very pale. Well, I don't have more elbow space, so here, baby, here. Very pale nude mauvey shades that you can find in any eyeshadow palette from Colourpop, basically. And the last one is very, very pale, and I think that this one, which we swatched earlier, which was So Fine, meets the bill of Lustrous. So that was Special in the new Precious palette, and Lustrous in the Special palette, and So Fine and Mystery in the Stone Cold Fox. I mean, you can definitely create similar looks using this palette, and this is exactly what we're going to do now. Let's create a look. I'm just priming with my LA Girl Pro highlighter, no, Pro Primer. High definition eyeshadow primer in the shade Nude. I love it. It's drugstore, it covers, it's a sticky base, it, you know, ticks all of the boxes for me. And let's just create something that is more brown, neutral leaning. I'm just taking a clean brush, and let's just choose this shade, which is called Fascinated, in the Colourpop one, in the Stone Cold, well, both Colourpop, in the Stone Cold one. And this one has a lot of fallout, and this is what I use as a transition shade in the crease and above the crease, just to give us something to blend into. This is why it's called transition shade. It will help with the blending later on. But this is very, very simple. So I took the lightest shade in the brown column. I can't really see the name of it, but that's the last one there. And then the dark brown, that was this one. Cold Classic, Cold Classic, which is this very cold leaning brown, cool toned. This one has, this palette, maybe it's because it's relatively old, has a lot of kickback in the pan. I'm just adding it to create depth in my outer corner. I don't know if you've been following my channel, but I haven't been buying a lot of eyeshadows lately. And from what I'm seeing, this is the trend now. And you can see that not a lot of companies are bringing us new eyeshadow palettes. There are, I'm not saying there aren't, but if I'm comparing it to 2023, there is no comparison because 2023 was way more. But maybe it will change during the year, but I'm not really sure. So we just deepened out the outer corner. I must say that maybe in the picture the brown looks a bit deeper than this one. So maybe I'll take a tiny bit of Drama Mama. Wait, there's so much fallout. Drama Mama, which is this one. Tiny bit to deepen it a bit more. Yeah, definitely needed. Now the other side of the palette is quite unique in my opinion. Of course, we need to see it in person to know for sure, but from looking at it, I couldn't find anything in my collection that resembles that I could compare to. Okay, now let's take the finger and maybe, well, I am looking at the shade again, which is called Rare Find, and it really resembles this one, Sediment to Be. I don't know, this one. I don't remember which one I swatched. Swatched this one. Which was it? No, it wasn't. It was something else. It was this one. It was Caving In. But I think that Sediment to Be is more similar. Let's just swatch them side by side. This is Sediment to Be, and this is Caving In. I swatched Caving In, and this one, which one looks similar? Yeah, I think maybe I was correct initially, and this one is definitely, which is this one, at above the black. Okay, let's just wipe everything up. Let's wipe everything and take from Caving In and just apply it on my lid. And I really think this is a look inspired by the Precious Metals, done with the Stone Cold Fox. If you don't have Stone Cold Fox, I really think that you should get it. I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop, which are the 9 pans ones, which are nudes, and I really like that everything is in one palette, so I really recommend picking this out if you haven't already. This is a cult favorite from Colourpop in their 30 mega palettes. Okay, this is the look. I don't have anything on my face except I did my brows and I just applied a tiny bit of lip gloss because I didn't know what will be the fallout. Do we have some fallout? Nothing very serious. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of my face and I'll be back with the final look. Well, I'm back. This is the final look. So this is the look using the Colourpop Stone Cold Fox, inspired by the new Precious Metals that Colourpop just well, it's going to launch today or tomorrow. Well, I don't know when this video is going to be up, but the launch is on the 2nd of May. So this is the look. What do you think? It's very neutral, very basic, nothing out of the ordinary. I just, as I said before, the one half of the palette is neutrals, just like this one. Neutrals, same vibes. So if you want to buy the palette for these kind of colors, then I highly recommend this one. This is really, really good. But the other side of the palette is more metallic, more interesting, different shades. I didn't find in my collection, again, something similar, but maybe you have. So first, before even buying a new palette, look at what you already have. Maybe you can create similar looks using palettes that you already have. So I'm de-influencing you. We don't need, not you, not me, none of us needs a new palette, and especially 30 shades. Who needs another 30 shades palettes? I was going to buy the Twilight something palette by Colourpop, but didn't buy that because I didn't want to order just one thing and I don't know what else to buy. So if you have recommendations, do let me know. And that's it. This is the final look, inspired by Precious Metals from Colourpop. Okay, this again, final look. Quiet too much. I don't like quiet. I like that there's noise and... Okay, that's it. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Join my family here on YouTube. And if you do subscribe, do click the notification bell. Even though sometimes I heard it doesn't really work, but in the case that it will work, then that way you will not miss any of my future videos. Okay. And by the way, if you want to see how I created this look, there is going to be a video on that. That's it. That's everything. So like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe before you leave, and follow me on my other social media, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye.